Do you know how many people have died from marijuana? Zero. By the time I am done, I hope I can persuade you on why marijuana should be legalized and at the very least decriminalized. Cannabis, grass, herb, Mary Jane, pot, and weed. Those are just some common street names for marijuana. Now let's learn a little bit about the history of marijuana first. Marijuana originated in China in 2737 BC. The Chinese used marijuana as a form of anesthetic during surgery. Soon it spread to India, then to North Africa, and it reached Europe as early as 500 AD. In 1545, the Spanish introduced marijuana to America. Marijuana wasn't always illegal in America, but in 1971, marijuana was placed in the most restricted category of drugs, which is a Schedule I drug by President Richard Nixon due to the war on drugs. In 1966, California was the first state to approve medicinal marijuana. As of today, Washington, D.C., Colorado, Washington, Oregon, and Alaska has legalized recreational use of marijuana. Arizona, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Vermont has legalized marijuana for medicinal use. Now that is half the country that legalized the use of marijuana. It is sickening to think that it is okay to use marijuana in the state of Colorado, but if you cross this imaginary line to the state of Utah, you can get punished. Now let's talk a little bit about the medicinal properties of marijuana. One of the well-known uses for marijuana is it helps reduce the side effects for chemotherapy patients. It alleviates pain, reduces nausea, and it stimulates their appetite. In 2007, researchers at California Pacific Medical Center reported that cannabidiol, also known as CBD, which is found in marijuana, may help prevent cancer from spreading. In 2003, Robert D. Lorenzo of Virginia Commonwealth University conducted a study on epileptic rats. He gave marijuana extract and synthetic marijuana to epileptic rats, and they were rid of seizures for 10 hours. In 2013, a study showed in the American Journal of Medicine that frequent marijuana smokers are skinnier with a healthier metabolism and a better response for sugars than an average person. Those are just a few, but there are far more benefits to using marijuana. We grew up with our parents telling us that marijuana is the so-called gateway drug. For most people who try marijuana, they never go on to using any other illegal drug. For many people, it is their exit drug. It helps reduce or eliminate the withdrawal symptoms of more harmful drugs, such as opiates and alcohol. Studies show that fewer than 10% of people who try marijuana ever end up meeting the clinical criteria for dependence, whereas 32% of tobacco users and 15% of alcohol users do. There are 480,000 deaths per year caused by cigarette smoking, compared to the 0 deaths in history from marijuana. Why is the government more focused on a naturally grown plant from the earth that has proven to have health benefits than focusing on a more fatal, addicting drug that causes more than hundreds of thousands of deaths per year? Cigarettes should be illegal, not marijuana. Just from secondhand cigarette smoke, it causes over 42,000 deaths per year. If that doesn't tell you anything, legalizing marijuana will help the government. In 2014, the first full year of legalization in Colorado, the state collected over $76 million in taxes and fees, while the state of Washington profited over $190 million in the first 4 years of the legalization. Additionally, it freed up the police and the criminal justice systems to address more serious crimes. Marijuana is a very controversial issue in today's society. The typical pot smokers are viewed and stereotyped as lazy, unmotivated Americans. People just go by what they hear on the media and never really research the benefits of marijuana use. In conclusion, if marijuana was legal, less people would be getting their lives ruined over this harmless, naturally grown plant. The economy would rise, and less people would be addicted to more harmful drugs.